Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Timothy Hannock. Today, I have a good friend here. He has quite a bit of experience with all kinds of different drugs, and I'm so proud of this guy because he ended up quitting all of it altogether, and that's not easy to do.
Not easy at all.
So he's gonna share with you all his experience. Go ahead.
Okay, guys, my name's Dell. This is Tim. He's a very good friend of mine, of course. Okay, so this all came about because I saw his little Tevin film and stuff, and there was a lot that he couldn't express to you guys because Tim doesn't really have personal experience with drug use. Now, me on the other hand, I do, and it has ruined my life at one time. I've got children that I should have been thinking about, but drugs kind of take you away from all that. Your worries become, how can I get my next fix? And it's something I'm not proud of, but I am proud today that I'm sober and I'm doing the right thing. And I've got my family together. It's not a struggle anymore, I like to say, usually. Being around people who do drugs make it a struggle. So today I try to keep good, sober friends around. But I'll tell you right now that in the past that wasn't my main priority. My main priority was keeping people who weren't sober around because, well, if they weren't sober, I didn't have to be either. So where to start?
Oh boy.
Oh, the TV's falling over.
It is.
Okay, so at one point in my life, I started using. And it started out with a couple drinks. Thought alcohol wasn't a big deal when I was like 10 years old. It's a big deal. Pot, that's what I started with. Thought that wasn't a big deal. Ventured into mushrooms and acid, and before I knew it, I was 20-something years old sticking needles in my arm. Ended up into meth and heroin and overdosed several times. It's not a good thing. Went to rehab. It was a very good thing that I did. But I still wasn't done there. I left rehab. I stayed sober for quite some time and still ended up thinking it was okay to hang out with the same old friends, and that's where I made a mistake. Old friends doing the same old things. And no matter how long you say no, it's kind of hard to say and admit that sometimes there's that time where you become weak and you end up saying yes. Because you start remembering the good old days and forgetting about the misery, and there's a lot of misery involved in drugs, and it hurts your family too. It's not just you. You don't realize what it's doing to yourself. I've seen this guy go through some hell just because of being around people doing drugs. Tim doesn't do drugs, never has. Never.
Never will.
But I saw the misery he went through just having to live in that type of situation. You know, unhappy every second he was around that situation. He's a good guy. A very good guy. Got his head on his shoulders, and I'm glad that it's taught him not to do those things. And I'm glad I've been able to open my eyes to, the mistakes I've made and be better than that today. My family deserves it. Drugs will take over your life. There's some people out there that can drink occasionally and be able to walk away from it. I'm not that guy. If I drink today, I'll be drunk tomorrow. Problem. And it's not worth it. I don't want to lose my family. If I do drugs today, I'll be high tomorrow. I'll be getting high tomorrow. I'll be wondering what's my next step to get something. And I don't want to do that. Drugs become your main priority when you get into drugs. So my advice to the world is stay away from them. Be a good role model for society. It doesn't matter what drug it is, honestly. I have to say today that, you may have pain and doctors may give you painkillers, and then when they don't, there's so many people that are going to heroin, and I've got so many friends that died. Like I said, personal experience, I've overdosed.
And I also know that sometimes it just takes these pain medications, like my grandmother, and you want to say that it's not working for you, and then you go back and get something stronger, and then you just want to keep popping those pills, and that's how a lot of people start off their addictions, and then they get a hold of some new people they never met, and learn that there's certain drugs out there that actually does take away your pain or makes you think that your pain's taken away and it's really not. And then you get into a big addiction problem and then you're living through hell.
Takes over your life. Takes over your world. It becomes your world. It becomes your main priority. Because although it might take the pain away, it's still going to come back. And then there's a sickness involved too. Your body becomes dependent on it. You wake up the next morning just sicker than a dog if you don't have it. You'll rob your friends, you'll rob your family. Not always, not everybody will do that, but the majority of people will do that. I've got to say, I didn't think about other people all the time. There's a lot of times where I thought about my first thing was, who do I got to fucking get over on to get high today? And I'll deal with the consequences later. The last consequences I had to deal with just made me do 10 months away from my family, and I'm not happy with that. But I'm happy to be home. I'm happy to be sober. I'm happy that I got good friends that believe in me too. And I'm glad I believe in myself today. It's important. It's important to keep good people around you that are proud of who you are. You know, those people that... I was a meth cook. This isn't just my personal experiences with drugs. I was a meth cook. I've done time. What sucks more than anything is my family's had to do the time with me. Just sticking by my side, not having me around, having to live without me. My kids having to be disappointed in me. My new baby not knowing who his daddy was until she's 6 months old. Not having me around until she's 6 months old. I don't want her to have to grow up without me. Ever. Ever. I'm happy who I am today, and I'm happy with the things that I'm doing. I keep good friends around me. This guy. If you know this guy, you know what I mean. If you don't know this guy, get to know him. He's one of the best people you'll ever meet, and he's been through hell. Whether he has,
let's just say a lot of family issues.
He's had a lot of hard times. It's amazing who he is today.
Yeah.
Being the family he grew up with. No offense to you guys. Wait a minute.
Yeah, because my mom's going to be watching this. She always ends up watching my videos.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Hello. No offense to you guys, but Tim's had a rough life. I'm not just stating you guys, he's had a lot of struggles. His grandma.
And that's another
other people around him.
Yeah.
He's had other friends that drank and used drugs. And some of them don't live around here anymore, but.
Yeah, and I also know there's people out there, there's another way some other people out there get addicted. They end up getting problems with their families. They're always getting yelled at or hit or abused. And they end up finding some people that have drugs. And then they get into drugs that way because of the abuse they go through every day. You're not alone.
And here's another thing. If you want help, there's help out there.
Mm-hmm.
AA,
always a way.
NA. AA and NA and CA, HA, depending on what type of addict you are. Shit. There's Sex Addicts Anonymous.
Used to be one, actually.
There's Gamblers Anonymous. It doesn't matter what your addiction is, guys. There's help out there for you. Mm-hmm. If you want it, when you're ready. There's plenty of places, treatment centers. If you want help, don't make yourself one of the statistics as far as the dying people. Let's change the statistics around out there, and we can make it so that there's less people dropping like flies. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the next person in the obituaries with all my friends and family having to come to my funeral and hurting because, well, I didn't care about whether they'd be hurt or not. I just cared about whether I could get high today. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. I'm better than that. And you guys are too. If you let yourself be. This world can be a better place. Heroin's taking so many people out. Meth is putting so many people in prison. The pills are hurting a lot of people too. You know, pot even is robbing a lot of people from a lot of things. You know, just if you need prescriptions, you need prescriptions. There's so many people out there that don't, but if you need them, you need them. That we can't do anything about, you know. But if you want help, there's help out there. All you got to do is pick up that phone that everybody's got. Call any information hotline, 411, whatever. Ask for the AA hotline. It's a 1-800 number. You can call there and find out where a meeting's at anytime in your area. They'll tell you where the closest meeting is in your area that night. There's a lot of help out there. Become a part of a support team. Get support. Get a sponsor. Get a home group. There's steps. We probably won't talk. We're not going to talk about all that because it depends on what you want to do. But there's a book out there that can help everybody. There's 2 books out there that can help everybody. And they're the number 1 and number 2 most sold books in the world. And that's the Bible and the book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It doesn't matter what your addiction is. There's a book out there for it. And they're the most sold books in the world. It's a big thing. And we can help humanity. And we can be better role models for our children. And the sick and suffering out there today. There's some people who just haven't found a way to get help but want it. And I'm hoping this can help you guys. You know? Just give it a shot. Try. I'm glad I've given it a shot. I got people that are proud of me today. And I can definitely say that I feel loved and I love myself.
Before I end this video, everybody, I want to personally thank you all for watching. And I want to put a shout out there for another friend of mine who's had some trouble in his past. He's went to JJC more than once, more than twice that I know of. And he did something I didn't think he would be able to. He quit his drug addictions because, he did quite a bit of stuff in his lifetime. I don't know the whole story behind him, and I don't care to know it. But I know he's made me proud being his friend. His name's Sidney Carr. You can find him on Facebook, on Twitter. Dude, I know you're going to be watching this.
Good job, Sydney. I don't know you, but you know what? Congratulations. The struggle is real.
Right. And the only thing I wish he would quit is smoking his cigarettes, but you know what? There's just too many people doing that anyway. And you know what, guys? If you would take the time to write down how much your cigarettes cost, just get a little notepad, write down how much, you smoke, how many packs a day, all that. And then think about how much you could possibly save if you end up quitting. There's always a way to quit these addictions. Always. And I know I was a sex addict at one point when I was 16. When I first gave up my virginity, I was going crazy over it. I mean, I did it like 5 times a dang day during the weekend. I mean, I was crazy about it. And, that all changed when I met this one girl who treated me like crap, my ex. But the only thing that was positive about the relationship was the fact that I had to wait a whole year before she gave it up, which changed me. That, a relationship can change you, but that doesn't mean you have to have somebody to change you. You can always do it yourself. So we encourage you to be that bigger person and help others and help yourself. Good luck. I know it's not easy. He knows it's not easy. That's why we made this video, to help you guys out. Because there's more than one of you out there. And we have faith that you can do it. You're not alone. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Have a good life.